first and foremost, what's your name, brother?
I'm Sammy.
Sammy? I know. I know. All right? So, give me Genesis first. Let me get Romans 15 and 4. No. Give me Romans 15 and 4 first. So, you say that your father's a Mexican, right?
Yeah.
So, according to the biblical history and according to a lot of research, and according to the Bible, the so-called Mexicans, when I say the Mexicans, I'm talking about the indigenous Aztecs. These were men that knew about the times, right? These was men that they had culture before the conquistadors came and enslaved them in North America, right? South America and Central America, right? So we believe, according to the Bible, that the tribe of Issachar, right? Because in the Bible, you won't see Mexican. I'm Dominican. You won't see Dominican. My brother's Haitian, African American, Jamaican, African American. You're not gonna see that in the Bible. So we gotta start connecting the dots, right? The tribe of Issachar, right? We believe are the Mexicans. And this is why we believe it. First, I'm gonna read the scripture real quick so you can understand why we go to this information to learn. Read that.
Romans 15 verse 4. For whatso things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
So everything that's written here is for our learning. So we use history books to prove the Bible. Watch this. Give me Genesis 49. You was born here or you was born there?
Yeah, I was born here.
But you know something that I'm gonna ask you a question. I want to know if you can answer it. What is a symbol that a lot of Mexicans can relate to or correlate to? I'll give you an example, right? When our brothers be hanging out with each other, they be like, "Yo, burro." What is that? A donkey, right? Check this out. Give me Genesis chapter 49. I believe it's around 15 or 14. By Issachar.
14. Yep, gone.
This is gonna come out the Bible. This was written 1,000 years ago. I'm sorry, what was your name again? Sammy. This information was written hundreds.
Genesis 49 verse 14.
Read.
Issachar is a strong donkey.
He's a what?
A strong donkey.
So give me go to read first verse 1. So in Genesis 49, right? Jacob had 12 sons. These are his 12 sons, from Reuben to Benjamin. And each and every son, he gathered them together and he told them what was going to happen to them during the last days, which is what we're in right now. In the scriptures, it says that when Christ came, that's the beginning of the last days, right? Yeah. So he spoke to every single son and he told them things that were going to happen to them. Yeah. But also in that information, he gave us characteristics. He gave us behaviors that each son would have, and it's like a puzzle. It's like a mystery. We got to go in there and like figure this out because it's like, why is this information being given to us, right? So read verse 1 so you can get context.
Genesis 49 verse 1.
Bring it out.
And Jacob called unto his sons.
So he called Issachar because Issachar was with all the sons. Go ahead.
And said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So each and every son had a different thing that was going to happen to them. So now go down to verse 14. So now Issachar, who we believe to be the indigenous Aztecs, the Mexicans, right? Go ahead.
Issachar is a strong burro.
So he says, right? He said Issachar is a strong donkey, right? And the correlation with that is that animal is used because of the things that they can transport. It's not a big stallion like the nice pretty horses. It's a horse that gets the job done. It's a small a specific type of horse, but that can haul cargo, right? So he's saying, Issachar, my son, you're a strong donkey. It's not a coincidence that my Mexican brothers correlate to the donkey. They do parades in Mexico every year representing the donkey. So we got to make those connections.
Fair use disclaimer. This video may include copyrighted material used for educational, commentary, or research purposes under fair use. We do not intend to infringe on any copyrights. All rights belong to their respective owners.
El burrito está en peligro de extinción debido a la innovación de la tecnología. Anteriormente se utilizaba principalmente como transporte y para las diferentes labores que se hacen en el campo. Actualmente la tecnología lo ha desviado un poquito, pero lo que se está trabajando ya en el municipio, hay un santuario del burro que se llama Burroland.
So we got to make those connections, right? Go ahead.
There's a city in Mexico called Izokar.
Yeah. Oh, Oaxaca. You ever? We could look it up.
Look that up. You know how I got you.
Oaxaca is so even in the Aztec language, there's several Hebrew dialects and words. They just end up going somewhere and change it into their own language. But Oaxaca, rooted from the word Issachar. Issachar in Hebrew is
Yasakar.
Yasakar. It's not a coincidence. There's a city in Mexico called Oaxaca.
Fair use disclaimer. This video may include copyrighted material used for educational, commentary, or research purposes under fair use. We do not intend to infringe on any copyrights. All rights belong to their respective owners.
Let me show you the most beautiful place in the world. A place nestled within the mystical mountain ranges of the Mexican Southeast. A place where the traditions of my ancient ancestors are preserved through its colors, flavors, and textiles of today. The birthplace of warriors, leaders, and artists. This is Oaxaca. They say time travel is impossible, but every time I come here, I relive my childhood over and over again. According to my abuelitos, life here was simple. There was no such thing as being rich or poor. Everyone was part of the same journey. If you had a place to sleep and food to eat and the burro, you were good.
There's even a restaurant called Oaxaca. It's Oxaca. I believe that's how you spell it. Oxaca.
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca. Keep reading.
Couching down between two burdens.
Couching down between two burdens. A burden is something heavy, something that, like work, right? When you go into a lot of statistics, the so-called Mexicans, we say so-called because that is a label that our oppressors gave us, right? They are one of the lowest paid races in America. And they still make more money when they come here than what they was making in Mexico, right? So in between, what it say? Read that part again.
Yasakar is a strong burro couching between two burdens.
Meaning they constantly gotta work. They work 100 hours and they don't care because they want to make money.
Two
right?
jobs.
2 jobs, 3 jobs. They got the landscape company. They got a construction company, right?
Fair use disclaimer. This video may include copyrighted material used for educational, commentary, or research purposes under fair use. We do not intend to infringe on any copyrights. All rights belong to their respective owners.
Mexicans with formal jobs don't make enough to raise their families out of poverty. there are almost 10 million people in the low income range that are formally employed. Formal employment means you work for a company or an organization, a manufacturer, or what have you, and not just as an entrepreneur. In Mexico, there are millions of workers that are not formally employed or are self-employed. The hustle in Mexico is definitely on 1,000 when compared to other places. It is not uncommon to see an entire landscaping or pool business run from tricycles or even motorcycles. But for those that work at large factories or other companies, the wages that they receive are less than what is needed to pay the basic carts for groceries per month. The experts say that the minimum salary that you need in order to pay for a basic cart of groceries is over 8,600 pesos per month. At an 18.7 pesos to $1 exchange rate, that is over $458 per month. Keep in mind that the work week here in Mexico is 44 hours per week for most blue-collar workers. The labor laws only require that you get 1 day off each week, which is generally on Sunday. So most blue-collar workers might work from Monday through Saturday. That's a normal work week. So if you break those 8,600 pesos down, that comes out to 48.86 pesos per hour, or about $2.60 at an 18.75 exchange rate. Now, this is the minimum needed, but is not what is paid today.
Is there more there?
And bowed his shoulder to bear.
And bow his what?
His shoulder to bear.
Because he's constantly serving. He's constantly working, because that's the condition that our brothers are in right now, because of the disobedience that they have done unto the Heavenly Father. Right? That's
and
it.
Became a servant unto tribute.
And became a what?
A servant unto tribute.
Became a servant unto tribute. Meaning, it's like, it's rare that a so-called Mexican doesn't work. You won't see that. We became a servant unto tribute, meaning a tribute is like a reward or like a pay. So our fellow brothers became a servant to tribute. Why is the Bible specifically just mentioning those things about the tribe? You know what's a siesta?
Yeah, you sleep.
And you sleep?
Like a nap.
It's like a nap, right? When does it happen?
Like during the day.
But around what time?
I'm not sure.
Like in the afternoon, right? I can drive by in the afternoon and I got all my brothers taking a break. They got their hat down and they chilling.
In the
right?
grass.
Well, it's called a siesta. And now siesta is actually a tradition that they keep in Mexico that they do on a consistent basis. They even make it a national holiday.
Fair use disclaimer. This video may include copyrighted material used for educational, commentary, or research purposes under fair use. We do not intend to infringe on any copyrights. All rights belong to their respective owners.
Cinco, 6, 7, 8. La risa de los niños. Su periodicidad.
Have you ever wondered why so many people in Latin America take a break in the afternoon? The tradition of the siesta is fascinating and has deep roots in history. The word siesta comes from the Latin phrase hora sexta, which means the sixth hour of the day. This refers to the time around midday when the sun is at its highest. The practice dates back to ancient Rome, where workers and farmers would take a break during the hottest part of the day. This was a smart way to avoid the intense heat and keep up their energy. As time went on, this habit spread, especially in Spain and other Mediterranean cultures. In rural areas, people would start their work early in the morning, take a long break around midday, and then return to work later in the afternoon.
Right? Watch this. Watch this, Sammy. Read that.
And he saw that rest.
Yeah, he saw what?
And he saw that rest.
So it's still talking about Issachar, right? And Jacob told Issachar, you saw that what?
Rest was good.
That rest was what?
Rest was good.
That rest was good. We like to, our brothers, specifically the Israelites, like to rest. It's not a coincidence that they actually have a tradition where they implement that rest, which is called siesta. Is there more there?
And the land that it was pleasant.
And the what?
And the land that it was pleasant.
You know about, you've been to Mexico before plenty of times?
Yeah.
What is, when you hear people talk about spring break, what's the first place they want to go to? Exactly. Acapulco. Read that precept again.
And the land that it was pleasant.
The land of Issachar of Mexico is a pleasant land. It's one of the top countries for tourists. Acapulco, Cancun, Cozumel, all those beautiful cities in that country.
Did you know that Mexico is home to ancient civilizations such as the Maya and Aztecs? These civilizations left behind a rich legacy, including the ruins of Tenochtitlan, which lies beneath modern-day Mexico City. Mexico is also home to Pico de Orizaba, the highest volcano in North America, with 35 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the famous Chichen Itza. The cenotes of the Yucatan Peninsula, natural swimming holes that were sacred to the Maya, are a must-see for their beauty and historical significance.
It was good, family. This is Captain Kazat from D-Lot Design, coming to you with some important news. Now, I know some of you guys want to see some hot topics and classroom settings, right? If so, hey, you're in the right place. So D-Lot Design in Port St. Lucie will be going live on YouTube every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. So if you're in the Port St. Lucie area, the Fort Myers, or Palm Beach area, and would like to come to class, hey, hit us up, either on the gram or on YouTube. Hopefully I get to see y'all next Saturday, and shalom.
Most iconic and awe-inspiring sites in Mexico, Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza was a major city of the ancient Maya civilization, flourishing between the 7th and 10th centuries. This archaeological wonder is packed with fascinating history and incredible structures. The most famous landmark here is El Castillo, also known as the Temple of Kukulkan. This impressive pyramid has 365 steps, one for each day of the year. This large sinkhole was used for religious sacrifices, and archaeologists have discovered gold, jade, pottery, and even human remains in its depths. In recognition of its historical and cultural significance, Chichen Itza was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1988. And in 2007, it was named one of the new 7 Wonders of the World, a testament to its enduring allure. The city's architecture reflects the advanced engineering and architectural skills of the Maya, with terraces, platforms, and pyramidal structures that leave visitors in awe. Although largely abandoned by the time the Spanish arrived in the 16th century, Chichen Itza was rediscovered by explorers in the 19th century, leading to extensive archaeological excavations that unveiled its grandeur.
Look at the things out in Oaxaca.
Oaxaca is famous for its rich indigenous cultures, vibrant culinary scene, and unique craft, especially alebrejos.
So it's a pleasant land, and it's not a coincidence that its name is the root of that name of the city comes from the Hebrew word of Issachar, which is Yasaka. You got something?
Gone.
Go ahead.
The Hebrew word for tribute is mus. It means labor band, labor gang, gang of overseers, forced service, serfdom, tribute, enforced payment, gang of body of forced laborers, task workers.
Right. This is how we put the puzzle together, because this is written in English, so we have to go into the Hebrew to see what's the real root meaning of these words and why does it apply to Issachar.